I just put out my new single, Broken Heart Thing, featuring Dustin Lynch on Friday, and it's been so amazing, just all of like the feedback and all the streams and everybody listening so far. So we're really excited and optimistic about what this song can do. So the project that I'm putting out on October 11th is called One House Down from the Girl Next Door. And it kind of takes you on this journey of kind of brokenheartedness. It takes you through this thing, and then you end up, where you're supposed to be. So the conclusion is kind of like meeting my husband and figuring it out. But so it kind of just tells a story, and this is the first page of that story. And I think that this song, I just really gravitated towards it. I feel like it's super visual. I feel like it explains, obviously the circumstances, but also the emotions when you're just off of a breakup, when I think one of the hardest parts is just adjusting to this new thing that you're in, where you're not calling them all the time and you don't have that person sleeping beside you. So I really gravitated towards this song, and it's the beginning of this story that I'm kind of going to tell in my journey to kind of like finally figuring it out and finding my husband. Yeah, so I've known Dustin for a minute now, and I got to sing background vocals on his record, and we did this CMT fireside thing together. So I've known him for a little bit, and literally just like texted him the song. And when I just felt like it would be cool with this song specifically to be a duet, because I think no matter if you're the one who's getting broken up with or you're the breaker, you're both still adjusting to this new life that you're now in post-breakup. And I feel like it would be cool to have both perspectives on it. And I'm obsessed with his voice. I think he has the most, there's so much texture and emotion in his vocal, and I think it would have really complemented the song. So I was so excited when he said yes. I write from a lot of different places. And I think I write a lot for, I think when you're out of a situation, you have more perspective on it. So oftentimes I'll write songs like a year after something happens, because I feel like I have all the information, I have a new perspective on it, and I feel like I can tell the story appropriately. So this was one of those things when I'm kind of looking back at this, big, tumultuous, crazy breakup that I had, where I was so lost and so sad and so unsure of what I was supposed to be doing, but just really trusted my gut that the Lord had something better for me, and kind of trusted it. And you watch me kind of weave through all these situations, and then the final song you hear, you meet the husband, you meet the person you're supposed to be with. And so grateful for all of, the pain and hardship that you went through, because it wouldn't have made you the person you are to end up with the person you're supposed to be with. Yeah, it was so awesome. We actually, so I've got this EP coming out, and we kind of did it's like a short film kind of thing. So we did kind of content pieces for each of the songs. And the first one is obviously this one with Dustin. So it was really cool. It's kind of like a one take one, where we start in different parts of the room, and there's like a lot of like moving parts. But it was so amazing to have him there, and to it was like the first time it kind of all started to feel real, and film the video together. So yeah, it's really awesome. We were doing liners where you read off a thing to promote the song, and I get to make my Opry debut. So I literally found out when me and Dustin were on the set reading these liners. It was like, Madeline will be joined with Dustin on the Opry. And I was like, wait, what? And found out in that moment. So that was certainly a high moment of the day. I definitely cried off all my makeup and had to get it redone. It was insane. And I've been dreaming about playing the Opry for so long. I have a bottle of champagne that has a sticky note that says Opry debut in my house, that I'm like, one day I'm gonna do this. It's been a huge goal of mine. And I got to read it just casual, I just freaked out. It was the best day. Yeah, so I think we definitely wanted to put up Broken Heart Thing. We all felt really passionate about it, and give it a second to breathe and be out in the world, and everybody kind of looking at that for a second. And then it's the first song off the project, so it kind of kicks off the whole story. And with this project too, I feel like it was written, all of these songs are all written in a very tumultuous time of my life, where I was kind of a bit of a wreck, and I get a lot of inspiration from this period of time, because I was just really lost, and I felt like all my emotions were out of control, and I was doing things and in situations I shouldn't have been in it. And I just felt like it was just a low time for me, where is a good place to kind of draw inspiration from. And so you kind of see the stumbling and then this kind of moments of like hope and clarity come through. And then I feel like when I finally healed myself is when I met the person I was supposed to be with. And so I just feel really passionately that like, if you take the time for yourself and you trust your gut and you stick to your guns and you show yourself like love and respect, that you end up where you're supposed to be. I mean, it's interesting. It was hard to decide like what song should be on the project. I think that was difficult. And just writing, kind of pulling through, like I said, it was a pretty dark time. To kind of go back into those emotions was difficult at times. And, you know, it really explores some stumbling through love, but like my mental health was so bad at that time as well, that I like just kind of going back in there and thinking about it, it was weird. Like it made me sad for myself, like my past self, and proud of her that she even, you know, in midst of like this really tough time, that she continued to persevere. And so it was difficult at times, but I think this project is for like my past self and for people kind of still in that period of figuring it out. And yeah, I think it was like a unique place to write from, for sure. Yeah, it was probably, I had an A&R meeting. So you meet with the label and you talk about the songs. And I had this kind of pile of songs that I had written. And this is like a while ago. And we were talking about, you know, creating a project. And so I had this meeting with my A&R and played them some songs. And I remember my A&R, Katie Kirkover, who's amazing. She was like, did this happen? Like, do you like feel like these songs are true to you? And I was just kind of like, I don't know, like they were just kind of songs, you know? And she was like, I want you to just write from your heart. I want you to go back and look at some hard things that you went through. I want you to just be honest. I want you to be yourself. And I want you to just not think about anything and not think about the pressure, not think about a timeline, just write and write and write and write. Just focus on that for a second. And that was so like liberating and inspiring to me. And then when we had our next A&R meeting, which was probably 6 months later, when we were actually putting together the project, I went in with my songs. I was nervous because like it didn't go bad the first time, but she wasn't like freaking out about any of the songs that I played. And they loved everything I played. They were like, oh my gosh, how are we gonna choose? We're so proud of you, like you did it. Like I just felt like I had really set out to do something and write something that felt honest and powerful and important, and that I accomplished that. And sonically as well too, I feel like the concepts and the production and the melodies, they're unique. A lot of the songs are, I feel like you haven't heard a song like that before. So I was really pushing to find a sound like identity at the same time. And I feel like I accomplished it. So I was very proud. Yes, we've been touring so much, and it's been one of the best summers I think ever. I haven't been home for a weekend. It'll be like 7 weeks in a row. I won't have been home for a weekend. So I haven't seen my friends much, which kind of sucks, but we've just been all over the country, up in Canada as well too, and in the States, just playing shows and being with my band and feeling like just really proud of the shows that we're putting on and getting to meet so many like new people and see beautiful parts of the country. So it's been awesome.